Hi, Adele Wallace from Sandpiper Publications. I'm going to talk today about a resource of My Feelings Dictionary. I first started writing and thinking about this resource when I had a young boy who was 8 years of age and who had autism. Now, he was a verbal child, but he had a lot of difficulties talking about his feelings and sharing those feelings with other people. So we developed the idea to explore each of the different feelings in what I call a semantic pragmatic idea. So on the semantic side, we explored the vocabulary term. We talked about other words that mean the same thing or words that are different. How do you use this word in a sentence? What are some things that make you feel happy, or what are the things that you do that make other people feel sad? We looked at the definition of the word, and in particular we would talk about, how do I know when somebody else is feeling happy or sad or worried? What are the facial features, or what is the person doing? Having explored the semantics of the emotional term, we would then move into the second part of the therapy session, which is where we would start using that emotional term to tell a story, to tell a personal story about a time when you've felt happy or sad or angry. So I would have my book, and I would encourage teachers or therapists or parents to have their version of the dictionary. So this is my side of things, and I've filled in all the blanks, and I've got photos from my photo album or from the magazines, and I've written out stories. They can be real, they don't have to be, so long as it's a personal kind of a story. The child then has these kid type versions of those 2 pages, and they create their own dictionary. This becomes their dictionary, not my ideas of what these emotions are. So I encourage them to explore what the terms are in their own words and what their story is for that particular emotion. The resource also comes with something of a manual. There are generic forms, there's lots of vocabularies, there's lots of different, more emotion faces, and a small probe at the end to see what your child is thinking of or can explain in terms of emotions. There are also these blank pages, as you can see, because sure enough, I've tried to think of the main feelings, but maybe you've got a child who has a particular need for a feeling that's not here. You can still develop it. If you're thinking of all those photos in your photo album where everybody is smiling, and how am I going to find a story or find a photo that I can tell a story that is one of these other emotions, it's not that hard. I can show a photo where me or my kids or friends are smiling, but it can be a different emotion. So for example, when in this picture where my son is holding a bucket load of fish, I could call it the happy story, but I can equally call it the disgusted story, because he was making me pull the fish off the hooks. It can be an exciting story, it can be a frustrating story because we spend a day not being able to get the fish. I can make it work for me in numerous ways. So this is My Feelings Dictionary. Now it's your turn. I've told you my story, now I just need you to tell me your story. What's your story going to be? Have you got a story today? You can just tell me a story. What's your story? You've got... Okay, it's the angry story.